Hello everyone, welcome to the Only Watches channel. AVI-8 timepieces are built to last and designed with practicality in mind. Timepieces that combine careful planning with careful execution are a sure bet to last for generations. Today's video will go through the top AVI-8 watches that you can buy this year. Additional product details can be found at the links I've provided below. So without further ado, let's get started. Number 1. Hawker Hunter AV Blue Diamond. The iconic Hawker Hunter jet-powered fighter plane served as inspiration for this assortment. It was created by the RAF, the British Air Force, between the years 1940 and 1955. The jet fighter flew to victory in the Cold War and the Battle of Britain. AVI-8's Blue Diamond for today is a tribute to Hawker Hunter. Hawker Hunter's cockpits and gauges come to life in Blue Diamond. The square, off-kilter parts are meant to evoke the plane's design. To facilitate reading and differentiation between the chronograph dial and its subdial, the dial's position has been thoughtfully considered. In general, it is presented in a neat and contemporary fashion. AVI-8 Hawker Hunter Blue Diamond has a split time feature, which is one of its many great features. What a handy tool this function is, useful for determining how much time has elapsed since previous occurrences. The Blue Diamond is a simple way to keep track of your lap time while you're out for a run. It does exactly what it's supposed to do and is really easy to use. This is why AVI-8 watches are so popular among pilots or anyone looking for a chronograph under $500. This vintage-inspired chronograph may be new to the lineup, but it's already proving to be a hit with customers. To put it another way, if we were in your position, we'd go ahead and get one right now. Number 2. Hawker Harrier 2 Matador Chronograph. The Harrier AV-8 is a one-of-a-kind aircraft. Perhaps this model will appeal to your love of cogs and wheels. The Hawker Harrier jump jet serves as inspiration for the eponymous line of collectible. At one time, it was the preferred method of transportation for air travel throughout Western Europe. The brand's newest and best watch, the Matador Chronograph, was named after the Spanish Navy pilots who flew the famous British plane. This was done to honor the famous plane. Let's check over its timepiece layout in more detail. Its virtually black dial is a bewildering jungle of gears, and they command immediate attention. Everything about it, including the way it looks, is good, except that it appears to be extremely complicated. But don't be fooled by this appearance. This watch is not merely pretty to look at like the rest on the market. There is a real function to it. The question is, what is it? Subdials with visible gears and wheels help ensure precise timing. The instruments are layered precisely, one on top of another. The Matador is great since it serves as a complete timing device. The chronograph, stopwatch, and grand date can all be found on the various subdials. The complexity rivals that of a Rolex or other high-end watch. In contrast, this one is cheap. Number 3. P51 Mustang Silver Oak Blakeslee Chronograph. If you're familiar with AVI-8 methods, can you deduce the inspiration for this set? Hint: despite popular belief, it is not a Mustang. However, you guessed correctly. During the war, American P-51 Mustangs were single-seat, jet-powered fighter bombers. This replica is a wearable memorial to the renowned American general, Colonel Blakeslee, of the Allied forces. The dial's design was inspired by the sleek aesthetic of the first-generation fighter plane. Take note of the dial's outer layer. It resembles the engine in a plane. That's what I call professional craftsmanship. The Silver Oak Blakeslee AVI-8 watch also features a tachometer. The Silver Oak Blakeslee, a P-51 Mustang, can be used as a chronometer or speedometer, a perfect match for jet setters and frequent flyers. Number 4. Hawker Hurricane AV Classic Chronograph Military Green. This is a beautiful watch design that will appeal to anyone, whether they are a fashion enthusiast or not. The Hawker Hurricane AV is, without a doubt, the inspiration for this line of timepieces. One of the most famous jet fighters in aviation history, the Spitfire caused havoc for the Germans during the Battle of Britain. This backstory for the models works perfectly. The AVI-8 Hawker Hurricane Classic Chronograph, like its namesake aircraft, is a bestseller for the company. We can't imagine a scenario where that wouldn't be the case. This timepiece is just gorgeous. It is crisp, clear, and eye-catching. Everything about it, from the design to the dial to the lines to the deep military green color, harkens back to a bygone era. And that's only the introduction. Read the manual for the AVI-8 Hawker Hurricane. authentically old. The AVI-8 Hawker Hurricane watch may be attractive, but that's not all it has going for it. The design is practical and fashionable. A tachometer, date, and stopwatch are all featured on the watch's dial. It's reasonable to assume that a timepiece of this caliber would cost a pretty penny. Contrary to expectations, it's not. It is one of the least expensive AVI-8 watches available. The sole drawback is that the dial lacks an anti-reflective coating, which might be bothersome if you spend a lot of time in bright sunlight. But other than that, it's an indispensable timepiece. Number 5. Flyboy Edgar. The Flyboy Edgar is a timeless timepiece that can be worn everywhere and at any time. The reasoning is straightforward. The company's creators aim to make a timepiece suitable for the 20th century's flyboy. This profession of flyboy no longer exists in today's society. We do have PIOs, FDs, and sailors on board. While not all of them work in aviation, they all display the courage that defines flyboy and makes them the ideal companions for Edgar, the AVI-8. This model is much easier to understand and implement than the others. The black dial of this watch is adorned solely with the symbol of the Royal Air Force. It is driven by a Japanese NHA 35 automatic movement and constructed of solid stainless steel. This means that the watch model's dial movements are made to last a very long time and keep working as well as the day they were made. There don't seem to be any negative. In all honesty, the only drawback is that it's somewhat heavy. According to feedback from satisfied customers, this model is a tad heavier than its competitors. Wearing the watch continues to be comfortable. If you guys like this video, or if this video helped you, please give the video a like. Links to all the products mentioned are in the description below. If you are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Till next time, I will see you guys later.